Put it back there.
Love it, but I've gotten sleepy every time I've watched it. And tired. It just seems more drawn out. Have you done watching anything about the Eagles, such as about the what? About why the Eagles fly the Eagles? Oh, I know, right? Oh, just get on the Eagles and yeah. Yeah, some of that stuff doesn't make any sense.
Look out for it.
Thank you. Can you get a shot? Run, let's go. How long does it take?
Oh, you're videotaping. Okay.
How long did this take?
It took about a week. I had help with my, I did some of the sewing, so did my mom, we both collaborated on it, but yeah. It was supposed to be Thorin, but I couldn't find the right wig for it, so it's just like, I need a wig and beard, and got this wig and beard. So I'm like Thorin / long beard and Thorin, yeah.
I think you should Can I get a picture with you?
Oh, yeah, sure.
Hey, thanks, bro. Dude, yeah.
It's like
There you go.
Yeah,
nice. Awesome, guys. I'm gonna have to feel that for you. I'm gonna have to do that. That is awesome. That's 6, so one of them has to be good. Yeah, one of them got to be good.
Your bag is hitting my bag. You're pushing me.
You want was $50.
50?
Take it.
Got it? Yes. Because I mainly saw
Right here for 75 cents.
you guys doing? Hi, I'm Dante Bosco. Welcome to the Dante Bosco panel. I love you too. I was walking all the way over here from the other side of the convention center. I was like, we're way out, I don't know, maybe this would be like an intimate little panel. And then some of us can just hang out and talk. But I turned the corner and you guys are all here already. So, hello, welcome to my panel. I'm Dante. I've been an actor for most of my life, for like 28 years now, which is crazy. And in my life today, we can talk about all kinds of stuff from, from things like Rufio, the leader of the Lost Boys, to Jake Long, the American Dragon. But I'm a cheerleader. And also, of course, Avatar: Last Airbender. So, I'm sure you guys got tons of questions. Start your questions ready. Beyond that, what else? I mean, yesterday on my panel, I did some poems, so maybe I'll just open up the day with a poem. You know? Yeah, why not? Who knows? So, for those that don't know, that I'm also, besides an actor, I'm a poet, and that means I've been writing poetry and spoken word poetry for years. I started the biggest poetry venue in Los Angeles, which is actually the biggest open mic in the country, but I started this venue, DPL, the Poetry Lounge, about 16, 17 years ago. And so, yeah, I'm gonna drop a poem on you, and then we'll go from there. This one's called Where You From? Where are you from? See, that's a loaded question. I grew up in a blue-collar town, simply meaning the blacks and the browns, and me being in that category, plus my pops made less than 40. Jeezy, yeah, it's clear to see that me, I be, well, blue-collar. Better yet, broke most of the time, even better, poor. But when you're young and you're poor, and you don't know that you're poor, it never occurs to you that you don't have a bed, everyone sleeps on the floor. 13 in a house, one bathroom, someone always knocking on the door. But at least it was fun. Let's get back to where we started. Where are you from? See, where I'm from, there are cops and there are gangsters, also known as gangbangers. Not unlike the cops and robbers of the movies, but unlike the movies, it's not so black and white. There are areas of gray, and that is to say, it is hard to distinguish the difference between being hit up by a cop and being pulled over by a gangster. Both evoke a bit of pain in the pit of your stomach. I think it's anger masked by shame. Let me get ahead of myself. Let me explain. Followed by a cop. Follow 6 blocks. Stop by a cop. He pulls you over. He looks at you as if you are a mark. Where are you from? He does not wait for you to reply. Instead, he accuses you as you deny you're from the east side. And no, sir, bow your head and don't look him in the eyes. It's embarrassing sitting on the curb watching the cars drive by. But being where I'm from, that's just another part of my life. Now, when it comes to the gangbanger, all you got to be is a stranger. When he asks you where you're from, you can feel it laced with danger. So watch what you say next, because you're playing with death. So don't claim the east and don't claim the west. Matter of fact, same rules apply. Bow your head, don't look him in the eyes. I ain't from nowhere, man. I'm just some guy. See, he too sees you as a mark, but they don't really see you, your face, or your heart. All they see are marks. But me being me, I got a few tricks up my sleeve. Fucked up situations, I got down with a few of those by simply picking my nose. Yeah, seriously, check it. When the cop rolls up, I can feel the heat in his eyes, or a Regal filled with gangsters pulls up next to my side. I pretend I don't see them, and I casually try to pick a booger from my nose. And for a second, just a moment, I'm exposed. To be a man, not a mark, a human being just like you. Don't lie, you got boogers too. And the cop, he just continues to roll down the street, and the gangsters, where they just laugh, and then they just leave. Sometimes when you see a little bit of yourself in someone else, it can set you free. And the funny thing is, I'm probably from where they're from, the other side of town, and I'm just trying to get home. Yeah! So, you know, a little poetry to add to our day. Thank you for the snacks and whatnot. Yeah, so I've had a long career, and it's been about all kinds of things. Acting, voice acting, recently, more in the last few years, writing, producing, creating, poetry always, and it's all up for conversation. So who has questions? I guess there's a mic right there. Is there a mic on this side? Just one mic. There's one mic right there. Yo, little Zuko, what's up, man?
I have two questions, and I just have two questions. The question is, what do you think of Uncle Iroh?
I love Uncle Iroh. He as a character is one of my favorite characters on the show, just because he's that father figure that Zuko never really had in his own father, and also that voice of wisdom and that person who kind of loves him unconditionally, even at times when he disappoints him, which our parents do for us. So I love Uncle Iroh, the character, and of course, the character who played him, Mako, was someone I loved in life, who played my uncle or my father several times in my career, and passed away during the last season. So again, it's another reason why it's such a special character to me. And what's your second question?
How did you get Grey Delisle to voice Homestuck?
First and foremost, Grey Delisle's a little crazy. So she's liable to do anything. She asked me to tumble her prom one time, which was super awkward, because she plays my sister. And I told her, like in a voice thing, like, yo, this is weird. We're like the homeschool kids that are going to prom with each other, like brothers and sisters. Like, not cool. But as far as her voicing Homestuck, I don't know if I necessarily got her to do it. She kind of found out Homestuck through me. I was like kind of, because I'm a Homestuck and I post a lot of stuff, and she follows me on Tumblr. You know, thanks, Gray. And I think she was just, drawn into it like the rest of us, of this whole world and the amazing art and the amazing storylines and the amazing characters, and definitely, she can voice quite a few Homestuck characters without any problem. Thank you, man. Hello?
Hi.
Hi. So much has changed since the Fire Nation attack. It's such, for me, the Fire Nation attacking, the creation of the Avatar world, me voicing Zuko, a lot's changed. It's one of those projects that, as actors, we work on a lot of different things throughout our careers, and you never know when a project like Avatar is going to really take off. When it started, it's Nickelodeon, and they offered me this gig, and I read the script, and I went to Nickelodeon to meet Mike and Brian, at the time unknown artists and entities in the Hollywood world. And to tell you the truth, not that I didn't like the project, I just thought, this ain't gonna work, Because you gotta understand, I'm rolling into Nickelodeon. At that time, Nickelodeon, the biggest thing Nickelodeon's done to that time was SpongeBob SquarePants, right? And when you go to Nickelodeon in Burbank, outside Hollywood, there's like a big statue of SpongeBob. And the building at that time was all white, and there was green slime all over it, And then there's like big portraits of like cat dog, and these kind of things, right? And it's the Nickelodeon that we grew up and that we love. But then they hand me a script that's this epic, Asian-inspired, cultural, martial arts, anime-inspired, epic project. And I was like, this ain't Nickelodeon at all. Like, who do they think? What do they think they're doing? So it's one of those things that we did, and we started shooting it, recording it, and I didn't really think a lot about it. So at first, when the Fire Nation attacked, I was just like, I'm this bad guy. Like, whatever, it's cool. I think a lot of people are just like, he's just this badass kid. You knew better. And then as the show took off and it became the phenomenal hit that it became, and also as Zuko's character arc really started taking off and changing, and you're learning all these new things week after week of who this kid really is, and and not just this bad attitude, scarred boy with a bad haircut. So when the Fire Nation attacked, it took me a little while to understand the real impact it was going to have on my life and the world in general. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you. And then, I lied, I have another question.
Okay.
How was it working with Robin Williams?
Robin, you asked these big questions. No, Robin Williams is an amazing, amazing actor. He's an actor I looked up to years before I actually worked with him. As a teenager, before I did Hook, Dead Poet Society was a really big film in my life. Yeah. And so becoming a poet was partially because of that film. And the great thing about Robin Williams is he taught me a lot, how to be a star and how to keep up the morale of the set of your cast and crew for long shoots. And it meant a lot to him, and I really saw him keep everybody laughing and humorous throughout this long, arduous film shoot. And he's everything you would expect him to be. Full of jokes, the most wittiest person on the planet Earth, probably the most amazing improv artist ever. He's all of that. But then at the same token, when we were in the makeup chairs in the morning, where he's doing makeup, I'm doing my hair and costuming, we'd spend hours in the morning just talking about poetry. And he'd be so quiet and introverted and very thoughtful. So I was very blessed to kind of get to have both sides of him. The extrovert, wild and crazy man, and the very soft-spoken intellectual talking about Charles Bukowski and Walt Whitman and Shakespeare and all of these things. So it was beautiful, beautiful memories of him.
That's awesome. Somebody who doesn't know a whole lot of his background, and as an English major who writes some poetry and all myself, that's great to hear that about another somebody who I look up to in Hollywood. Awesome.
Thank you.
And the request, can I ask you to say, I must capture the avatar to restore my honor.
I must capture the avatar to restore my honor. What's up, man?
My name's John Teal.
John Till?
Yeah.
What's up?
Just enjoying this.
Yes.
So first thing, has there ever been a part that you've gone for and did not get it, and you really want to probably regret not getting it? Has that ever occurred?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many parts that we audition for, and sometimes, the fact of the matter is you mostly don't get the characters that you audition for, you know what I'm saying? So, every actor, whenever you're working, you're just fortunate that you're working, right? But there's tons of characters throughout the years that, whether or not, this is the thing, every actor that doesn't get a part feels like, if only I got that part, right? But that's not how it works. How it works out is, everyone thinks about Hollywood and goes, you gotta be lucky, right? And that is true, but I think people mistake what kind of luck that you have to be. People think you can just be Hollywood and get lucky and succeed. But what they realize is, the luck is not, first of all, getting good is not lucky. Like, you gotta come to Hollywood good, or get good through doing your craft, acting, writing, producing, like going to school, studying. I studied for 20 plus years, so getting good is not lucky. The luck is the right actor meeting the right character at the right time that people care about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, with me, me playing Rufio, and then that matters to people, or me playing Prince Zuko, and that matters to people. There could be another actor that's done such an amazing character as Zuko or Rufio, and maybe it didn't impact the same way. So the luck is really, you and the character coming at the right time. That being said, as far as other roles, I was up for Robin and Batman and Robin back in the day, which I thought Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah.
I know. It's Hollywood though. Things happen. There's all like something like trying to rack my brain for other crazy stuff like that. Like Robin, I really wanted to do, and I read for it several times in different films. I was up for Harold Kumar. That was pretty crazy. And I love John Cho, he's a buddy of mine, but like John and Harold, perfect, you know what I'm saying? If it was me playing Harold, it would be a different kind of movie. So it's that kind of thing. We always say, a lot of friends of ours is, you know, you get what you get and you don't get upset. And that's part of, I always feel for young actors coming up is, try your hardest to get every role and bust your ass, you're supposed to, but don't get upset for the things you don't get, because you're going to get what's meant for you, ultimately.
I have one more question.
Go ahead.
Okay. See, Hook has always been like one of my favorite movies. It's top 10, top 5 easily for me.
Yeah.
Since I was a kid. And I've always loved the scene between Rufio and Peter Pan.
Yeah.
The scene where they're like going at each other's name.
Right.
So I always wondered, is that whole thing, was there improv with that? 'Cause I know like Robin Williams, the comedian, does a ton of improv. How did that go about? Like, did he go to some room, they write something down? How'd that go?
The way the whole thing went with Robin Williams, because he's such an amazing improv artist, is he'll do what's scripted once, and then he'll, you know, the next take he'll be like, Steven. And that meant, I'm gonna improv a take, right? And being he's the most amazing improv artist, as an actor you have like 3 choices, right? 1, you can just get steamrolled, which I'm sure happened many a times. 2, you can try to improv with him, but that may not turn out well because he's 10 times faster and smarter than you, and then you'll go back to 1 and get steamrolled. Or 3, you could just jump to the next line, which was my plan of attack. I'm gonna let him improv a little bit, then I'm just gonna jump to the next line. And especially that scene, he was just coming up with crazy stuff. He would just start saying things, and at that time I'm 15, so half the things he was saying was just going over my head anyway. I was like, I don't know what this man is talking about. I barely know what I'm talking about. So a lot of improv, especially that scene.
Finally, Wes.
Yes.
Can I get a selfie with you?
Definitely. Right now? Well, we'll do it right now, and then the next person take their question. Joe, come here. What's up? Hey.
You can't do that. You can't.
I know we're in public and everything. We can't be just looking at each other like this.
Okay. Hi, my name is Erica.
Hi, Erica.
I'm being so serious. You can't do that.
All right. Just look at me and talk to me.
Okay. 2 questions, 1 request. Quick question. Just being immersed in all the Avatar.
Y'all are crazy right now. Y'all acting crazy.
You know what? Okay. So, out of all the 4 elements, which one do you think?
Fire Nation. Fire Nation.
I was gonna ask which one do you think matches your personality better?
Fire Nation. Fire Nation.
Next question. As we all know, the live-action Avatar movie was some straight booty, and I know that you said.
Hold up, Erica. Hold up. What are we talking about right out later on. Later on, maybe work that out. Thank you, Erica. Hey, Donna.
Hi, I'm Evelyn
Hi, Evelyn.
from Gettysburg, but that's not
From
really.
Gettysburg. What's up? Shout out to Gettysburg.
It kind of shouts back, so we don't try to do that. But I guess I have 3 questions. I think I'll. Do you want the most serious first?
Shoot. Just shoot. We'll go with it.
Okay. I know you've been and produced in both Hollywood movies and I don't know what the right term is here, like more
Digital. Indie.
indie movies. What do you think are the pros and cons of each, and do you prefer one over the other?
No, I mean, I think it's a new time in Hollywood, a new time in filmmaking where it's all open, the door's open to indie filmmakers. We all have cameras, we all have the means to make film, and now's the time to just create whatever we're doing. Writers write, filmmakers make your films, actors act, it's that time. Of course, the great thing about Hollywood filmmaking is this big, broad reach that has on the you can get out to many parts of the world and you make these really big films. The bad part about that is they cost so much money, hundreds of millions of dollars, tens of millions, or whatever. And that when you're producing those, there's a lot of responsibility there to recoup that money. And sometimes you can do it, and sometimes you can't. The great thing about indie filmmaking is a lot of times we're on budgets that we're self-funding or kickstarting these days, or it's budgets of tens of thousands or 100,000 or a few hundred thousand, which is so much easier to recoup and really have the process of being able to make films more often. Another question?
Trying to pick which one first. I know that you know how American Dragon, Jake Long, they changed the animation like for the second season and then it just all sort of ended.
That was kind of weird, right?
Yeah. So how do you feel about that? And do you think it could have? Do you think it should have had a longer chance or run than it did? Because I liked it. I watched it a lot at the time.
Yeah, I mean, I love Jake Long. He's like one of my favorite characters, and I really wish we could have went longer with it. But I guess Disney has like a cap on how long they do their series for.
It has to be like uber successful in like a season and a half, or else it gets
65 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Something like that. And, which is fine, but the thing about the art changing was a little weird for me too. Like, yo, what happened? I remember coming back the second season. And why they said they did that, it grew on me. Like now I can think about it. The original Jake is like my favorite Jake, for sure. But they said the reason why they did it was some like subliminal thing. Because they're like, the original Jake looks so young that they wanted to start making him look more like a teenager because he could have a love interest with Rose. And
so they didn't think that they could just use their own art to make him look older?
Well, they did the same guys, they just kind of changed it a little to make him look older because they didn't want to look like little kids, like kissing and stuff like that. Which is interesting. I was like, I get it. I mean, I guess he looked like 12. They wanted to make him look more like 15.
Everything just got angular. I didn't quite understand.
I'm not sure about the angular thing either.
And secondly, had you not been told about Homestuck, and it was maybe Leslie who introduced you to it, how would you feel about the scene we all know that happened when you were, if you were sober?
If I was sober, and I didn't know, but I don't know. I mean, it just happens to be I wasn't sober at the time. But I love Homestuck. I'm glad that it was introduced to me, and I've been reading this thing, and it goes on forever.
But now it's paused.
I know.
I hate the pause because I know at the end we're gonna get this huge chunk, and it's gonna shut everything down for a while, and then it's gonna get back up, and everyone's gonna be theorizing and no, that shouldn't have happened. Oh my gosh, my ship is carrying. So it's gonna, like, the internet will not be prepared for the day. But
It's coming. It's coming. It should.
eventually. But
Thank you, Evelyn. Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Tina.
Hi, Tina.
I have 3 very short things before anyone hates me.
Rock and roll.
So I have a request. The first one is, can you respond to what I say with "That's rough, buddy"?
Yes.
Okay. So my best friend moved permanently to Hong Kong.
That's rough, buddy.
The second thing is from my friend Amanda, and she asked us if we could possibly buy you a round of drinks tonight.
Yes.
And my third thing is, this Mako behind me is absolutely parched, and I want him to get a glass of water before he asks us this question.
Okay.
Can we please get a glass of water?
Yeah, this looks like a good one.
All right, excellent, thank you.
What's going down?
Hello,
Hello.
my name is Zach.
What's going down, Zach?
I have a question. So, why are the Fire Nation, fireburner guys, like me and you,
Yes.
so damn attractive?
Azula is hot, too. I think that's true. But I guess that's just how the Fire Nation rolls. But yeah, we're a good-looking crew of fellas, for sure. And Azula's cute, too.
I guess my real question is, so what do you think if you watched Legend of Korra, which I believe you did from yesterday's? What do you think about the character Mako doing cosplay?
I like Mako. He goes back, people, I don't know, he's like a lot of characters in the Avatar universe that I love is he's imperfect. You know what I'm saying? And that's part of the reason why I like him. I don't know, he's kind of dick sometimes. But what guy isn't? Sometimes. So, well, Aang is the Avatar. He has other responsibilities. So, I mean, I think he's cool, Plus, Faustino is who plays Mako's a buddy of mine, and I've known him since we were really, really young in Hollywood. So sometimes I can't, I just kind of associate characters with the actors that play them because they're friends and whatnot.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Do you want to just drink this?
Yeah, just drink it and then leave it up there, I guess. Not my glass. How you doing?
How you doing?
I'm sure.
This should be a QAR. So I have a question and a request. I'm going to make it quick, if you don't mind. So if I could find out, when you were in Faking the Funk,
Yes.
that movie is one of my favorites.
That movie's fun.
Was it more your personality, or did you actually have to act to play that part?
No, so people that haven't seen Faking the Funk, have you seen Faking the Funk? No? So you gotta Google this movie. It's called Faking the Funk.
Great actors,
Pam Grier, Ernie Hudson, Margaret Cho, all the kinds of people, right? Tone Loc is in that joint. So it's about me. I'm this Asian kid from Atlanta that gets adopted by a black family, and I moved to LA, and I think I'm black, right? I actually am. I don't think I'm black. I'm black. And the whole thing was like, yo, I'm black. And I moved to LA, and they're like, you're not black. And I'm like, yo, Pam Grier's my mom. So it's a funny movie, and I love that film. But as far as what you're saying, like, is it me or is it acting?
Because it was just so natural. You're playing ball, you're talking to everybody else. It just looked like that was you really in the hood or hanging out.
Well, I grew up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So I get down like that. But of course, there's a lot of acting, but at the same token, it's a character that I really understood because I grew up in right outside of Compton, a town called Paramount, which the first poem I recited is about those times of where I grew up. So of growing up around Mexicans and blacks is, you know, that's how I live and how we roll, me and my brothers and whatnot. And so a lot of that movie is kind of dedicated to that aspect of my upbringing, for sure.
And then my request is, could I get a hug selfie?
What?
I want to hug you with a selfie.
A hug selfie. We just go, yeah, let's do it.
Oh my gosh, you said he was eye attack just a few minutes ago.
That is not a selfie.
Yo, what's up?
Hi.
Hi.
Sorry.
Oh.
Kind of silly. I have three small
I was thinking earlier that I should have
First
done
one
it
is,
instead
can you
of
say
sticking
bangarang?
on the side.
Bangarang!
And I understand these next two are after. First one is, I have a really dear friend of mine who wasn't thriving homeless right now. If you'd be able to sign my back panel for her.
Yes.
And the second is a little more personal. I absolutely loved your role in Take the Lead. Me and my stepdad watched it right before he passed away.
It's okay.
And he said, the happiest, saddest moment of my life is going to be when I give you away to your fiance and do the father-daughter dance. Would you, just for 1 minute after the piano dance with me?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hang on.
Hi, my name's Courtney.
I remember you, Courtney.
Yeah, I met you this morning. I have two questions.
Yes.
The first one is, do you think you're ever going to get tired of being associated with Avatar: The Last Airbender?
No. You know, the thing about when actors go to Hollywood, everyone wants to go to Hollywood and do some kind of project or do some roles that people care about and people will remember you for. And, you know, I'm fortunate to have not one but two that are really iconic, impactful characters. And so I don't, especially as long as I've been in the industry, you know, you become less tired of these kind of things and just more appreciative that people appreciate something you've done. So I'll always roll with the Avatar family.
Okay, my second question is, it's kind of random, but if somebody were to make a musical adaptation of Avatar: The Last Airbender, would you dig it, or would you be like, what the hell?
Actually, I think it would make a perfect musical to a certain degree. One of my philosophies about filmmaking is like action films and musicals are actually the same movies.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Except instead of fighting, they're dancing. But it's the same storyline, so I think Avatar could be a perfect musical adaptation, you know?
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello. Hi.
My name is Jaya.
What is it?
Jaya.
JL?
Yes.
Hi.
Hi. I have two questions and two quick requests.
Go right ahead.
Okay. So in the third season, when you were trying to join the Avatar's group, teaching firebending,
Yes.
and you were talking to yourself how you want to introduce yourself, were
Right.
those thoughts were they similar to your own, or how would you introduce yourself to the game?
I think, hi, Zuko here was pretty good. Yeah, you know, I think it's just one of those weird things. You're just like, I was the villain the whole time where I was chasing you guys, and now I'm kind of down to, you know, roll with you guys. I've come to the light as it may be.
And then can you do the part where you're like, how would Azula do it?
No, I can't do that. So hard. I don't know. I don't even remember exactly how it goes, and I always think of myself trying to imitate imitate Gray, and it's hard to imitate her, you know? I don't know. And then, what was the lines? How'd it go?
It was like, listen, Avatar. I can join your group. Something really mean to you.
I can't even remember exactly how it goes. I don't want to do a bad rendition.
Okay.
Okay.
It's okay. And then, wait.
Yep, and what's your third one?
It was, if you could have any animal in the Avatar universe, what would it be?
Appa. Gotta go with Appa. For sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. It's true. But Appa's a G. I love Appa.
Yo, how's it going?
Good, how you doing?
So I'm the Avatar,
Yes, I see.
and I need to master all 4 elements so that I can save the world. Can you please dig into your inner Zuko and give me advice on how to start firebending?
You have to search within yourself to be a better. I forget the line. I was gonna say. It was on the tip of my tongue. You gotta save yourself from your. Find yourself from the other self.
So I have to save myself?
To really be yourself.
Okay, I think I got the gist of it.
Must look within yourself to
You must
save yourself.
look within yourself.
From your other self.
To save yourself.
Then will your true self reveal itself.
There it is. It was a little hard at first, but it's all over. It was a little hard.
That was awesome. All right, thank you, Sailor Moon, and salamat.
Salamat, thank you. Hey, you.
Hi.
Hi. What's going on?
First crush. Okay, I'm happy to see you before I move overseas again.
Happy to see you too. I know you're going to become a teacher in China,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I was in Korea first, now I'm going to teach.
Right?
I have a question request type thing.
Go shoot, go.
Well, because I got my friend's autograph yesterday, so I'm gonna get mine.
Okay.
And well, my first question is, me and my friend were messing around on the internet. My friends are weird, so we like to find the bottom of the internet. I'm not gonna tell you what I was reading reviews for.
Okay.
But I was reading reviews and I would change my voice after I read it, and for a different person. So
Okay.
my friend said I should do voice acting. Where would somebody start?
With voice acting, I always tell people just learn how to act, like become a good actor. There are specific classes for voice acting in general, but I always get in cats that want to pursue voice acting, because the way I got to voice acting is just becoming a good actor. So you always have to become a good actor. It's one of those things where once you get into acting, you can get into the world of voice acting through creating demos, submitting to agents and that kind of stuff, and start auditioning. But even the way the internet is now, you can start creating your skills as a voice actor by voicing things like Homestuck or anything like that. It's like I've seen so many great renditions and stuff on YouTube, and I think it's an amazing time for things like that to happen.
Okay. I was gonna make a video voicing those, drawing pictures for each one, voicing those reviews. I've seen those. Those are because you're not telling me.
Okay.
Gosh, my friends are crazy. Okay, I have 2 degrees in programming, so I'm making a horror video game. My students were horror buffs.
Okay.
And for my students, and I need more voices besides my something teachers. Would you be willing to do one for the beginning?
Yeah, reach out to me. Maybe I can send something for you guys.
Okay, I promise I won't put you through the hell and put them.
Thank you.
Unless you want me to,
No.
but yeah. Okay, my request was, here's an autograph for my badge and a picture.
Yeah, we can do that afterwards.
Okay,
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Yeah.
so strange because we were both, you know, we were in both projects at the same time. We were shooting, I think we were shooting Avatar on Tuesdays, and we were doing Jake Long on Thursdays or something like that. It was cool. It was weird because, I mean, it was cool because we kind of had the same kind of relationships in both, like, roles, like kind of adversarial, especially for the first few seasons. And she was kind of an adversary. But I think that is part of what started the Zutara kind of thing. Just because of characters. But the irony is neither Jake and Rose or, you know, Zuko and Katara end up together, which is ironic. That's it. Thank you so much, Jake.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay. My name's Alexia. So a few minutes ago, two of my friends, Amanda and Rachel, they texted me. They're like, "Oh, where are you?" And I'm like, "I'm partying with Dante." And so they're not here. So I thought it'd be really nice if I could get like a video message.
Yes. What's their names?
Amanda and Rachel.
Hey, Amanda and Rachel. Where you guys at? We're here chilling, but sending you much love from the Fire Nation. This is Dante Bosco.
Can you tell us a short, embarrassing story about Zuko's point of view?
Embarrassing in what way? Like what kind of embarrassing story?
You do you.
I'm trying to think what embarrassing story. So, okay, let me think. Well, okay, here's an embarrassing story. I don't know. Well, there's people in here. Age. God, there's gonna be a panel like later on tonight where we can say really embarrassing stories. And it's like 18 and over. So it's but, an embarrassing story right now that's PG is probably, I don't know. Probably have to do with girls and stuff like that. This right now is kind of embarrassing. There was, you know, I don't know. So there's a lot of people grew up with like Rufio as their being their crush, right? So anyway, my girl one time, I'm not at the party, she's at this party, and then someone finds out that she's my girlfriend, right? And this girl at the party tells my girl, like, I had the biggest crush on your boyfriend. Well, she's now my fiance. At the time, she's my girlfriend. When she was young, and she used to watch Hook a lot, right? And she goes, I would pause the VHS when his pants were drunk. And then she's calling me, telling me this story. I'm like, that's embarrassing. It's kind of embarrassing. But I guess she felt close enough to my girl at the moment to tell her this story. Thank you. Hi, Alice. Get out of here.
Okay, I have one question and one request.
Yes.
Who do you think Zuko should marry and why?
Well, everyone knows I'm Zutara, for sure. I definitely ship Zutara, but I mean, you know, it's not canon. It's fine. He married May, I would think. We don't know that for sure. In the comic, he did.
They broke up.
They did break up? Who did they? Oh yeah, she left him, right? So he married somebody because he had kids. We don't know. Firebending kids, so must be a firebender. So I don't know, but I definitely ship Zutara, but you know, ships are fun. Like they don't always happen, and sometimes they're more fun when they don't. And what's your... Yes. Come here. Hi.
My name is Lulu.
Lulu?
Hi, I'm so nervous.
Don't be nervous.
I love you, by the way. This question may have been asked already. So, even though you shipped Zutara, what was the turning point that made you decide to ship them?
It was, we talked about yesterday, but it was the cave. I think it's the cave scene, you know? Definitely. Yeah, sometimes opposites attract.
And also, is there any funny stories that you can think of while you were voicing Zuko with the other castmates?
I don't know, you know,
Even though it was a long time ago.
it was a long time ago when it happened over years, but so many, we spent, me, Jack, DeSena, and May, we spent a lot of time voicing all of our stuff together, and of course, like me and Mako. So, I don't know, it's funny, sometimes a lot of times we're in the same room, but sometimes they put us in different booths, so I would fall asleep a lot. Because, you know, it's a lot of times they're doing their scenes together, and then they cut back to Zuko in another part of the Avatar world doing some other stuff. And so those episodes, they would put me in a booth, like, on the other side of the room. And so I would just sit there, but they're going through the script, like, in order, and then it would cut to me, and I'm, like, sleeping in the booth. And they would just kind of, like, make fun of me. Or we'd, like, take pictures, and I would, like, send text pictures of myself to, like, May and Jack from the booth. I miss you guys. I'm in here.
Also, one more request.
Yes.
I messaged you on Tumblr and I said, I really look forward to meeting you. And your reply was, Otakon picks you and me. It's a date.
So we gotta make that happen.
And then, I wish, I hope, but
We will.
Can you send me a video in your Zoom? Can I make a video and you can say whatever you want with the word date in it?
Yes.
Okay. Go.
So Lulu,
Yes.
our date has begun. And we'll continue it later on.
Oh my God! Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming to Otakon.
Thank you.
I've been sitting behind my girl for the last 10, 15 minutes telling her if she fainted, I promised I'd catch her. So, trust ball exercises.
Exactly. And you have a helmet on.
I know, I'm ready.
You're ready for anything to go down.
Thank you. Yes, I am. My name's Susan, by the way.
Hi, Susan.
Hi. Thank you for that wonderful poem in the beginning.
Oh, thank you.
It resonated really deep with me, having 10 brothers and sisters, growing up in Brooklyn Park, here in Baltimore, right on the outsides. Basically grew up very poor family, but always made sure we had food on the table. So.
Awesome.
My question has to do with, but I'm a cheerleader.
Yes.
Age check.
You should go see that movie. If you haven't seen it yet.
If you're over 18, go see that film.
You'll see me kissing another guy.
We still lived in college, and honestly, I want to say that I had no idea you were in it until my friend put it on the DVD player. Totally not in the best shape we were in the movie.
Right.
And then immediately, as soon as I saw you, I saw her immediately. And paid attention. But great film. How do you feel? The subject, I feel like, is very taboo in a lot of public areas. I know Baltimore, we're all for it, right? But how do you feel regarding the subject? I mean, that's one of those subjects I think at the time when I'm a Cheerleader came out, it wasn't really as publicly talked about.
Right. I mean, you know, it's a film about gay teenagers being sent to ungay camp, straight camp, and it's a comedy, so it's done in a very dark comedy kind of way. You know, I grew up in California, born in the Bay Area, raised in LA, and so, yeah, West Coast in the house. So that kind of, and I grew up in the entertainment industry, the Hollywood entertainment industry, so growing up around, you know, gay friends had been my whole life. And so it wasn't really that weird to me at the time and being part of the LA scene. So doing it when I got offered the role and they were like, you have to play this character, he's gay. I'm like, so what? And I think the great thing that films maybe 10 plus years now, I think we've grown so much. There's still so much more for us to go through, but it shows you that we're moving in the right direction. The being able to be compassionate to every different kind of people, different races, sexualities, everything. Is just, this is what America looks like now. This is what the cities are in America now, and I think even though a small part of that change was, but I'm a cheerleader, I'm so proud to be a small piece of it.
Great, and I have a request, I'm sorry everybody, but one, we have a temple token we'd like to give you in case you approach any temple guards on your trip to Otakon. From Legendary Temple.
Very cool.
And also, I want to ask if I could take a picture with you, and the reason why is that one of my best friends, her birthday is this weekend, but unfortunately she couldn't be at Otakon, and I feel like a terrible friend because I totally missed her dinner last night because I'm at Otakon. So I sort of didn't get the invite.
Well, definitely, we're gonna definitely do that. We'll probably do it right afterwards. We'll all go together.
Hand this to you as I'm walking that way though.
Oh yeah, yeah. But save it for the picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. We'll see you afterwards. Yo, what's up?
What up?
Chilling. Nice T-shirt. Good color.
Oh, thank you. So my name's Daniel.
What's up, Daniel?
Nothing much. Chilling with Dante Bosco, you know.
Yeah, you know, kicking it. Got a violet T-shirt on. No, but I kind of like, I'm digging it. You know, summertime. It's like a good summer color.
All right, so I have a couple questions. You know, I know you used to hang out with Kev Jumbo.
Yeah, still hang out with Kev Jumbo.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, you know, he's kind of been MIA lately on the YouTube scene, you know.
He's growing up, he's going through some things. He's all right, he's doing good.
He's doing good? Yeah, I was just gonna ask, you know, what do you think about, you know, YouTube and how it's growing and how it's influenced, you know, the Hollywood scene and stuff like that?
YouTube is an amazing place. Really, I wasn't really messing with it for a lot of years, and then I met Kev Jumbo and AJ Raphael, and they really put me on game on how important, it's like a few years ago, how important the digital world, which is a lot of your guys' generation, they really schooled me on how the new digital age is going on. When I first met them, I was in a bar, and I don't even think Kev was old enough to be in this bar. Matter of fact, I know he wasn't old enough to be in this bar, but it's LA, so whatever. And Kev is telling me, you know, Dante, you gotta get online. He's like, you gotta be online, there's all this stuff you gotta do. And I was like, yo, hold on a second, man. I'm like, I'm not online. I was like, that's you guys, I'm not online, right? And Kev looked at me and said, Dante, Google yourself. You're online. And they proceeded to give me this whole talk about how important it is to really build up social networking and understanding what branding is today. And what it really did is it opened up this connection with you guys. I mean, through them and like learning about Twitter and Tumblr and really growing the audience and having this engagement with the fans. And it's just become this really cool relationship. And so that is directly thankful to Kevin then. And with them, now we're able to do a lot of stuff on YouTube. I recently signed up with Maker Studios and creating a lot of content, including, you know, vlogs every day this month, which include a lot of people in this room because I'm just shooting and putting on my YouTube channel. So you guys can check out my YouTube stuff at The Dante Bosco. And we're producing shows like the Rufio Puppet Show, which is going to another season soon, and 30-something else about me and my friends in LA, just being 30-something else, and other things that we're developing right now. So it's really important. I think it's very cool.
All right, so my second question is, you know, like,
damn, we got 5 minutes left, you guys.
I try to be quick.
No, it's okay. It's not you. It's everybody else in line.
Yeah, but you know, Kev Jumbo, you know, Ryan Hika, a lot of the YouTubers out there inspired me to make my own YouTube channel. So
Yeah. What's your channel?
Yeah, youtube.com/squishsquid, like squishy penguins.
Squish squid?
Squish squid, like squishy penguins. So I was gonna ask you if I can give you a sticker, maybe you can check it out, maybe critique it, you know.
Yes, I'd love to see it, for sure. Thank you. Squishkin.
Sorry, hi Eric.
Hi Eric.
What's
What's going on, man? You look nice also.
Thanks. Someone asked earlier about, but I'm a cheerleader. I came here with my boyfriend, Jesus, over there.
What's up, Jesus? We just got blessed. We just got blessed.
And I just wanted to really thank you for the words you just said a little bit ago about sexuality and gayness and growing up and how it is becoming Besides that, I have two small requests.
Yes.
When our friend Domingo, who we came with, couldn't get into this, he went to a hotel because he had to drop stuff off.
Okay.
Do you mind if I get a video thing of you making kind of fun of him, but like being joke?
Yes.
About it. Okay. And go.
So, Domingo, what was so important to take to the hotel, man? We're all here. We all came. We're all hanging out. Where are you, Domingo? Today is Saturday. Domingo is Sunday. That's your day.
Other thing, and someone already did this before, but you mind if I get a selfie with the whole audience with you too?
Yes, but let's do it afterwards. We'll get through. We have a few more minutes, so
yes.
The people I said would take pictures will just come over here and we'll take pictures.
Thank you.
Thanks. Hello.
Hi, my name's Elena.
Hi, Elena.
Hi, so my question is about your movie, the debut.
Yes.
The debut.
The debut.
So it's like
finally.
That you did way back when, and
Yes.
it really shaped my high school days, you know.
Yeah.
What are those spaces?
We have, I know, like it's from the movie. We have to be closer.
Can I?
Yes, come up there. So your hands are kind of small. I mean, and then at the right moment you do this. Yes.
Hi, my name is Abby, and I liked Avatar for a while now, and I wanted to ask, well, when I heard that you were coming here, I spent like a couple days trying to figure out a question, and it's not very good, I'll still ask it. How exactly do you get into character for Zuko?
I just put I don't know, I just start talking. It depends, it's just depending on the scene, how you get into it, but after a while, when you're doing a few years, you can kind of get back into that guy pretty quickly.
And my friend, who has a much better question than me, wanted me to ask, how have you changed since your career has expanded?
There's two things. You keep studying, keep acting, and hopefully you just kind of keep your craft up. But you change because, for me, as you grow up, you get more responsibility for what you're doing, and it's less about just me and my career and what I can do or how famous I can get or how much money I can make, and it becomes more about what I can do for the Asian American community, what I can do for the fandom community, what stuff I can make, what artists you want to work with to create more and more work. So it becomes a bigger concept of what you want to do beyond your own solo career.
And just, I have a bunch of friends who couldn't come here. Is it okay if I could get a picture with you after and maybe record a video? Okay.
Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. No more time? No more time. But I owe you a photo. Okay, we'll do. Okay, two more questions. Two more quick questions. One more quick question. One more question.
Okay, hi, I'm Nancy. First,
Nancy.
I love you.
Thank you.
Okay, so my friend, when I was discussing Avatar with him, and he told me Zuko was his cousin. And I just want to know if you're actually his cousin.
Who is it?
His name is Mike Causing.
Oh yeah, I'm his cousin.
What? Okay, can I take a picture with you?
We're gonna take a few pictures afterwards. And I'm sorry, the last one because you made me feel bad. So.
Sorry, I tried to look at angry black girl.
No.
I'm not gonna end up on a really cool but another big and fun question. I grew up with that. Like I was like 5 years old. I was a triple minority, mixed kid, like black as hood in New York,
Yes.
the city.
You're a woman.
Yeah, like yo, minority.
Exactly.
Shit.
I feel you.
So like watching that movie, it resonated with lots of things. Growing up kind of sheltered as well afterwards. How do you feel being a minority in like this field? Like, you're doing lots of great things that are true that you're doing that. Like, you're an inspiration, but how does it feel?
You just kind of have to accentuate the positives and don't think about the negatives. We all have stuff that works against us, white, black, Asian, Latino, or other. The reality of this industry, it's hard to be anybody in this industry. So You just gotta see what makes you special, and all those things that make you a minority actually probably what make you special, and use that to propel your career. So, yeah, we'll take some pictures later on here, and then I gotta go, but I have one honor t-shirt that I wanna throw out. We'll throw this out. We're gonna take a few pictures, then we're doing a signing after this. A signing in the dealer's hall, and I'll see you guys there, or I'll see you tonight.
Now, here we go, one more. That's awesome. Now, straight clock to the face, now. That's awesome. It was Tyson! Iron Mike! Second.
Can you say something?
Open the blast doors. Open the blast doors. Move along. Move along.
Nice. Thank you.
No problem.
It's a stormtrooper.
Somebody has to keep order around here.
Sure, sure. Sure. You're welcome.
I know he played Assassin's Creed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, that's pretty bad. Is that guy from the fucking Airbender? Yeah, hop on.
Hey, Brent.
Oh, God.
Yeah, oh my God.